Alright everybody, I'm back. Haven't posted a video of anything for a while, but working on a friend from work's magnavox. It's a magnavox record player only, solid state of course. It was one of like the smaller versions. I'll give you guys the whole details on as far as what the model number and everything like that is, and what type of magnavox it was, but it's one of the smaller ones. I'm going to show it to you here real quick. But just to show you that there's a lot of things that can go wrong with these things over time just because they're so old. They're really great sounding machines as far as, I have one that I found on the side of the road and I got it to work, and it's actually awesome. Yeah, you heard me, side of the road. It actually sounds really, really well. Plays records. My kids bought me some for Christmas and all. But here, let me show you what I'm working with now. I haven't taken it apart or anything. The only thing I've done is taken off the platter, or the turntable, what most people call it, I guess. The biggest thing about these things is that most of the time they need to be cleaned. And then everybody says, "Oh, the motor goes bad." You have to change out the caps on the radio, on the ones with the radios and stuff like that, just because they're not going to be any good at all. That may be good for some of them, I guess. For me, I didn't have to change out any caps or capacitors for layman. I think all I did was change out a transistor and a diode that was burnt out, and mine worked. But this one here is just a record player version of the Magnavox. It's an automatic, it says. So here, let me show it to you real quick. This is it. And let me turn on flash. There we are. You can see that most of the time what really goes wrong with these things is they get so gunked up and dirty. And this is just the top end of it. I haven't shown the bottom of it yet, so once we get to the bottom area, we'll see how bad it really is. I'm going to give it a really good cleaning before I get back to her, but I kind of pretty much already know what the issue is, why she wasn't getting any sound from it. This is something her daughter got for her, by the way. I don't know if it was Mother's Day or just a present, but it's a really nice little smaller version. It's there, and there's the turntable right there, and it was all complete, and she got it for a steal. It was like 20 bucks, she said. So I'm gonna clean it up and see if I can get it running for her, but I pretty much already know what part of the issue is. I just wanted to walk you guys through that. Yeah, some of these things, they take a little bit of cleaning. When you take them apart, make sure you lay it out on a place that's not going to get disturbed when you do, because half the time you'll end up moving something, or somebody comes behind you, they move something, and then you're lost. And if you don't have a diagram to put these back together, you're never going to get it right until probably about the 100th time maybe. But I'll show you a bit more when I pull it up in a second, so I'll be right back. Alright guys, so we're back. I turned it around, and we're going to remove the screws that hold on the panel here. Got one here at the top, got another like down at the other end over there, and a couple at the bottom where the speaker jacks are. But we're going to remove them. And if you have a chance to get one of these things, sorry, I know my shop's a mess. If you get one of these things, this little magnetic deal here, toss your screws in there, that way you're not losing them. It always helps. And the number one rule of taking apart any type of electronic, of course, is have the power disconnected. You don't want to have the power running on this thing and then you touch bare wire or something. From being so old, you can get a nice good shock of 110 volts. Yeah, it won't kill you, but it'll hold you there and shock the hell out of you. It doesn't feel well. So now we've got our screws taken out, and we've turned these deals here. You just turn them like this, so they're normally sitting like this. If you get one that has the back installed, they're normally sitting sideways like that. So if you just take and turn them, you should be able to pull the whole panel loose very easy. Make sure they're all turned straight so you don't break anything, but got them all coming off pretty easy, straight, yeah. And here we are. There's our first look at what was inside, alright? Oh yeah. nice and lovely there. We got a nice big, let me get a light on this real quick and I'll show you guys. Yeah, there's our inside. Nice and dirty, nice and filthy. Even got, looked like somebody tried to do some work on it at one point too. There's a small screwdriver back there by the crossover, or the cap for the speakers. And you can see the bottom end of the turntable. Yeah, see that arm there? Looks pretty cruddy. A lot of that stuff, a lot of the issues that can be solved with this thing, it all depends on how clean it is. I was in luck with the one I found on the side of the road. It was very clean for some reason on the inside, and hadn't had anybody in there for a while, it looks like. So, but it was cleaner than this. It's got a lot of spider webs and whatnot, and of course, here's our power supplies over here, the amplifier and all. See that in there? We got the resistors on top. We probably won't need to be looking into this side. I'll probably give this side a cleaning just because the speakers seem to be in okay form. They're not grayed out and deteriorated. You can see there, they're still kind of black. Still see the seam tape on them. What we're looking for now is we're looking for an identification what this is. Let's see, we have a apparatus uses inventions of one or more following U.S. patent. This is a patent card. I don't see anything right offhand. Oh, here we are. So this is a model number IP3010, walnut finish, serial number 3076987, and it's a 30 watt, and it's the first run. So that first run means that they tried it out, and then maybe they only decided to do this one type. They didn't change anything, but who knows. This unit actually used to come with little legs on it, but she took off the legs so she can transport it to me easier. Of course, she told her maid to clean it all out, but not much was, other than what was I guess big paper wise, was the only thing taken out of it. She kept the door, the sliding glass, sliding doors that go over the top of this. She kept that back at her place. So yeah. We're going to pull this unit out. Now, the one thing you might want to keep in mind is these here on this corner. You have these little locks. They have an arrow on them, and it says lock in one way. Now, what you want to do is you want to push to the backwards towards the back of the arrow, and just turn it, and it'll release itself. So that way you're not breaking anything. And that's what they look kind of like, pretty much there. See how it usually sits like that. So if you take and you just push it back, and then turn it to the side, it releases itself, and then you can lift it out. But you want to remove all the wires, and make sure if you've never taken one of these apart, you want to take and label whatever you do disconnect and which way it went, or draw a diagram for yourself, and that way it's easier to put back in and together. But we'll clean this all up and we'll get started in just a few minutes. All right. Okay, guys. Now this little connector right here, it's actually in pretty good shape for being as old as this unit is. It's the plastic on it's pretty spreadable, but it locks into this here, and if you can't get it to release by first shot, your best bet was, without breaking them, if you can release those little things, is just to lift them with a screwdriver kind of, and free them from in the hold there, and then the whole thing will flop out and you can just take it loose. The other thing was, don't do what I did. Of course, there's a right here, if you can see in the armature of the whole pinned deal here. It's pretty much open and free, but there's 3 washers. And some of them there's probably like 4 or 5. This one here you can see there's I think a total of 4 altogether. But I turned it over, and good thing I dropped them inside of the unit. But there they are right there. And you want to make sure you know which way they go back on, because they go back in a certain fashion, and if they don't go that same way, it tends to cause a little bit of issue. But you can see all this gunk I was talking about earlier, that once it starts building up in there, you can't expect it to like operate smoothly at all. It's going to bind everything up. The best way to do that is to get rid of it while you have it out in the open. I was when I plugged this in earlier to see if it was actually going to turn. This little motor is pretty strong. Most of the times they say these motors give out, but this is actually stronger than the one that I have. Mine's an encased type motor. This one here is wound basically on the it's all open. You can see inside, seeing the whole armature of the motor move as it turns. But yeah, most of the stuff is just gunkified, and that's half the issue of what she has, because it wouldn't operate. She couldn't get it to turn, or couldn't get it to operate, because of the fact that half this stuff is just, yeah, it's beyond, yeah, just beyond. So yeah, we're gonna clean that up, and I'm probably not gonna walk you through these this whole deal, because this is a lot for me to sit here and hold my phone camera to replace parts that I need to have both eyes on so nothing gets lost. I'll try to do a video of one when I get a better setup, but I will get it taken and cleaned. I just want to show you guys the before picture, and on, yeah, and then once it's clean, I will show you the after, and hopefully you guys will see the difference. But stay tuned for part 2.